are you?
Good, how about you?
Good. I'm glad that we were able to connect. That's perfect. Thank you for getting me all of those transcripts, and I did do an evaluation of them yesterday.
Yes.
And it does look as though you would qualify to go into the enter in directly as a junior in that creative industry studies, apparel industry manufacturing or core, so apparel industry management core. So have you looked at those classes?
I did not, because then I really don't know how the system worked at your school.
Okay.
So that's the reason why I reached out, is to just make sure.
Yeah. Well, I was a little bit concerned because with an AAS degree, you don't have as many general studies classes as you do if you have a traditional AA degree. But going through the list, you definitely have enough to qualify to get into the program. Even though, it's not a whole boatload of them, you do have enough. So are you able to log on to the FIDM website? And I will sort of direct you and let you see what this is about, where you can actually see. Okay.
Yeah, I'm on the website.
You wanted to get your bachelor's degree, correct?
Yes. And then that's the reason I actually studied more and took more classes. So back then I studied double major. So yeah. So that's why it's more classes there.
Yeah, that's good, because if you didn't have those, you wouldn't be able to qualify for that program. So it does look good.
Okay.
But go ahead and log into FIDM.edu.
Yeah.
Now, do you see along the orange bar, that orange bar along the top of the page? Go ahead and click the arrow that says majors.
Mm-hmm.
Scroll down to the option that says creative industry studies and click that arrow.
Okay.
And then go ahead and click the one next to apparel industry management core. That's the major you're interested in, right?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and click that arrow. And then a page will come up that says the facts. Click that arrow, and then you can look at the curriculum.
Okay.
Are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay, so what happens at FIDM is that if you were in this program, it would be 18 months. It starts, let me double check here. It begins in July or October. Okay. When you do take this program, you do take classes in a very prescribed sequence. So it is 5 classes each quarter, and we have it all aligned. So all of the prerequisites will line up appropriately and that type of thing. Looking at this list will just give you an overview of what these classes entail, but I'll email you the sequence so you can look it up in sequence, okay?
Okay.
It's sorted here based upon the department that the class is coming from, but it's not sorted in the sequence in which the classes are taken. I'll get that over to you. But you can click each one of these classes here, and it's a link, so it'll drop down all of the course descriptions.
Yeah, so when I click on the plus icon on the right side.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you can even just click the class itself, it'll drop down.
Okay.
Now let me pull up, hold on a minute, let me just go ahead and pull up the sequence, because I find that when you're looking at the classes, it makes a lot more sense if you're able to look them up in the sequence in which they're assigned, So let me get this over to you. Yeah. Now, if you were to get into this would be, you would enter in directly as a junior.
Yeah, it seems like I don't want to go to AA so long, because I've been in school for so long and I haven't graduated from a bachelor degree.
Right.
So junior is second year, you're saying?
No, a junior is the third year of a traditional bachelor's degree. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
finally got there, right?
I supposed to get bachelor degree when I was 21, to be honest. I just did not finish my degree back home.
Oh, what country are you from?
Vietnam.
Okay. Working with another student from Vietnam. So it went in sideways. Sorry about that. I hope you can rotate it. But the first row is actually, that will be the junior year, and then the second row is the senior year. But this, if you print it or if you can rotate it on your page, you'll be able to see exactly what classes you would take each quarter. Yeah. So when you look them up, it'll make a lot more sense if you look them up in sequence.
So quarter 1, marketing.
Yeah, it's the marketing dynamics for fashion. Apparel process is where you're actually understanding the construction of the garment. You've got the sewing and the patterning and the draping. Technical sketching allows you to understand how to begin to develop the tech packs that need to go out for manufacturing. You've got your global human resource management. You've got your textile science. Apparel process 2 just is a building upon the construction of the garment. You've got your computer sketching, the merchandise costing and specification, the quality control management for manufacturing, the textile testing for quality assurance. Quarter 3, you get into apparel management technology 2. You get into cost control and costing, the global trade dynamics, the computer pattern drafting, grading, marking, and cutting, basically. You've got your sourcing and your inventory management class. Quarter 4, you get into your production control and planning. Now, quarter 4 is your first quarter in your senior year. You've got your wholesale selling, your market analysis and presentation, your ownership and finance, and then the icons of culture. And then the quarter 5 and quarter 6, you're going to see some business management, some entrepreneurial classes, and just a few upper division general studies that you have to have for a bachelor's degree. Yeah. But what we do is we apply it to the industry as much as possible. So we're talking about global production and future trends and microeconomics. Now, I believe that you had microeconomics, so that may actually open up an elective choice for you there rather than you won't be repeating it. It'll open up an elective choice for units. And then you have financial literacy. And then kinesiology, the way that we actually teach that is the movement of the body. You obviously need to think about that in the construction of a garment, but that does have a lab associated with it. You've also taken microeconomics, so that would open up the secondary elective there for you. Issues in contemporary society, and then global marketing communications.
Yeah, I think so I have business law.
Sequence. Business law as well. Let me see here. Yeah, the business law that you have, let me double check it. You do have business law, but do you see how this business law is upper division? It's a 3,000 course. Okay. Let me see the course number.
It's just different.
Yeah, let me see if it's, all of this goes to our education office anyway if you're going through admissions, and this is a very rough evaluation on my end, but it's all sewn up before a student is accepted. So it might come in, I'm not sure, it depends what level.
Yeah, I think that would be understandable. That would be understandable because it's like business law from factions in general. Business law is completely different, so I think it should be okay. Yeah, and also micro and macro, I think I only got those 2 classes. So basically, it will be selective that you mentioned, right?
Right.
Okay. It's like 2 years left, and this is basically bachelor degree.
Yeah, you'll see on the top. It's a Bachelor of Arts.
Oh my God.
Industry Studies. Yeah.
I'm so happy.
With apparel management as the core. Yes.
Oh wow. Oh.
Yeah. But in order for you to qualify for this, with an Associate of Art in Science, which is what you have, your AAS, you needed to have your English composition, which you did, and then we needed to have at least 15 units in general studies classes, which you do. So you're good. You're good to go.
Oh, wow. I'm so happy to hear this.
Yeah.
And then, so basically, I would refer to start in October, since I refer that because so I just need to like take a break and kind of like transfer for that process. Should that be okay?
You would just go ahead and put in your. You would go ahead and if you were to apply to the college, Ton, you would go. Let me show you where you would actually do that. Okay. If you go onto the FIDM website, it's just FIDM.edu.
Yeah.
And that orange bar along the top, click the arrow that says next to admissions. And the first option is how to apply. So you'll click that. And you would scroll down to the undergraduate application requirements.
AAPA-PS application.
Yeah, so that is where you actually submit your application. But those items below, the official transcripts, letters of recommendation, essay portfolio, once you submit the application, we want those items that are listed below within about a week or two. But you can click each one of those. That's all a link. It'll drop down, giving you all of the specifics that we're looking for each category. But what we do, Ton, is once you submit the application, that's when your file will be initiated through us, saying you are being considered for acceptance. You will provide me with all of those items that are listed, so the official transcripts from these colleges and your high school, by the way. Or no, your high school is in Vietnam. So I did confirm that we will not need that because you have the degree, the AAS degree. So we're good with that. We don't need high school from you. But we do need all of these college transcripts to be official. We need 2 letters of recommendation. We will need an admissions essay. And if you click admissions essay, you'll see what we're asking for in the essay. And then under portfolio, you'll go to the second bold heading category, and it's basically we want you to do a case study on a company and either present option 1 or option 2 to us. It can either be done through an essay that you formulate, or you can get very creative and do a video or a podcast episode, or however you want to present it, you can. But we do want you to sort of dive deep into a company that way. Okay? And then once I receive all of those items back from you, which again, we don't want it to be any longer than 2 weeks. We want to be sure that you get everything to us within a very prescribed period of time, so we have confidence that you can actually handle the pace that FIDM works with. But once I receive everything, I will evaluate it. If I have any recommendations for you on making it better, I'll let you know. We can have those discussions. And then once it looks like it's ready to present to the director, we'll schedule a time for you to have an acceptance interview. That acceptance interview with a completed file is with the director of admissions. It's done over Zoom. And at that point in time, she'll make a decision as to whether or not you're accepted into our program.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. So do I look at the U.S. students or the international students? Because there are 2 columns for that.
Yeah. Are you on an F1 visa?
Yes.
Okay. You will need to provide us. Oh, let me take you there. You'll go ahead and apply. You're in the U.S. currently, right? You're in the state of California right now?
Yes.
Okay. Then you'll go ahead and just apply as an in-state student. But there are additional requirements in the requirements section for an international student. So under that AABABS box, that blue box.
Yeah, next to it.
Go ahead and click the tab that says International Students.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
You'll see that we still require those same 4 items, but then you'll see the international component of the documentation that we'll need there. Now, regarding proof of English proficiency, you don't need to provide us with that because you've completed the English composition in the U.S., okay?
Okay.
But we will need a copy of your passport, the financial statement, the transfer request form. We do need a copy of your current visa, and and then we'll run with that, okay?
Okay.
But everything will be emailed to me directly. Let me go. I'm not sure if I believe you have my email address because you sent me your transcript. So
yes.
Just send everything to me directly, and you and I can be in communication, and then once it's ready to present, we'll go ahead and do that. But if you're looking at the fall quarter, the October quarter, you'll just indicate that when you submit your application. Okay?
Okay. So where can I find the tuitions for this?
The tuition for that program? Okay. Go ahead and take it to majors.
Okay.
Click that little arrow. You're going to go down to Creative Industry Studies. Click the arrow.
So do the same thing with just click on tuitions.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay, so I'm looking at so there will be, the total for this will be 60 grand. Is that correct?
No, it's not 60 grand a year. It'll be the first year, the junior year, would be 33,000.
Yeah.
And then the senior year would be about 33,000. So that would be, we don't do our tuition per quarter or per class. It's per academic year.
Okay.
So you've got the junior year, and then you also have the senior year. So to get the bachelor's degree completed, you have it here at about 66.
Oh, wow. Okay. Good to know.
Okay.
And you said that the international students and the student here pay about the same price.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, it's like if they study there for 4 years, which will be 3, 6, 9, over 100,000.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
And do you guys have any like scholarships for students while they're studying there?
Not many for international students, because again, when you have to show your ability to cover your tuition, living expenses.
Yeah.
On that financial statement when you
study
in order to issue your I-20. I don't know why I couldn't get that out of my head, but okay. So in terms of scholarship for international students, those are really few and far between. They are not through FIDM. If you were to apply for any type of international student scholarship, you'd want to do that independently. So I would, in order to do that, I would definitely pull up international student scholarships. Just go ahead and Google it and see what sort of organizations provide that. But that would not be something that would be through the federal government or through FIDM.
Yeah. So basically, how much do you have to prove in the bank to get the proof?
Yeah, you have to be able to cover your tuition, and then another approximately $19,000, maybe $20,000, just to cover your living expenses for the year. So I'm thinking you're probably going to be wanting to show about $53,000.
15 to 30,000.
53,000.
53.
So you would have to cover your tuition, right, which would be about 33,000, and then they also want to see that you have enough for your living expenses for the year, which is about 20,000.
Yeah.
So if you had a bank balance of about 53,000, then you should be good.
So they only request to show one time for that.
you show it your first year, and then you. I'm not sure if they requested again your second year because I just deal with first year.
Yeah, from what I acknowledged with, it's just only the first time, and then the rest they don't do anything like that. And then also, what am I about to talk? So the payments. So basically, you said before it's how's that work for the payment? It's like break down into quarter.
We will break. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take that 33,000, and we divide that over 7 payments. And let me get an idea as to what that would be. I don't have that tuition right in front of me.
So it will be around 47.14 if they break down for 7 payments.
Yeah, so it would probably be a little bit higher because I think there's a little bit on, what was it, 33,010 or something like that. But yeah, it would probably be about 47.15 per month. The first payment always happens at registration. So registration would be usually about 6 weeks prior to the start of school. That would be the middle of August. And then your remaining payments begin the month that you start school through the 6th month. So if you're looking at October, your first payment would happen the 15th of August, and then you have one in October, November, December, January, February, March.
Yeah.
Okay. The last quarter begins in April, so it just runs through March because your entire tuition needs to be paid by the time you enter into your 3rd quarter.
The 3rd quarter. So basically, August 15 will start to pay the first payment, which is 4,000 something like that, and then every single month you pay 4K.
Yeah, you pay about 47 again in October, November, December, January, February, March. Okay. And that will cover you for your first academic year.
Yeah. So the quarter going to like October to December, January to March.
It goes October to December. Then it goes beginning of January through near the end of like the 3rd week in March. Then it begins again in April and it runs to the end of June.
Yeah. So are you allowed to take a break between, or you have to continuously study? Is that an option?
You can take a break after your first year. You can take a break. You can take a quarter off if you would like, or you can go straight through.
Okay.
Completely up to you.
Okay, so that's an option. So it's like taking summer break.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, that will be so affordable because if we have to study continuously, it would be go nuts for students.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we can take a break after March, and then we start back again in.
No, you don't take a break after March. You take a break after June.
Oh, June.
So if you're looking at your first quarter starting in October, your first quarter, like on that curriculum sheet that I sent you, on that advisement sheet, you'll see that you have 3 quarters for each academic year. So your first quarter would go October through the end of December. Then your second quarter would go January to the end of March. The 3rd quarter goes April to the end of June.
Okay.
That's when your first year is completed, and then that's when you have a choice. Do I want to start right back up in my second year, or do I want to take a break?
And how long? So you can take 3 months breaks and start back in October.
That's correct.
Okay. Now I because I only have a big picture to just like analyze and planning. Okay. That's a little bit better.
Do you want to take a look at all of that stuff and then maybe just reach out to me on Monday and let me know if it is something that you want to begin the process with, and if so, then I'll help you with it, okay?
Yeah, for sure. All right. Thank you so much for your help.
You're welcome. Do you have any other questions, Ton?
I think that should be all. Thank you.
Perfect. You're very welcome. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, you too. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Oh my gosh, it's so much money. I thought I just only like 30 grand for 2 years degree, but 60 grand for 2 years. Fuck, that's a lot of money. This is nuts. Anyway, this is the price you're going to pay or not to pay. But this can be an option. I don't have that much of options, but we'll see.